That's the song that plays in my head as I drive my moped down the streets. It's 7:42 on News Talk K57. Hey, but I got a helmet. That's the idea, right? Senator Tommy Morrison joins us on News Talk K57. Buenas, Senador.
Hey, good morning. Buenas. Thank you, Ray.
Nice to hear from you. So, I'm doing good. Sorry we couldn't hook up yesterday and talk a little bit about a new piece of legislation that you've got in there, but I wanted to make sure that we had a chance to talk about it before we head into the weekend. Is it Bill 159, correct?
Yes, that's correct, Ray.
This is a museum bill for the people of Humatak. Tell me about it.
Well, thanks, Ray. Since the closure of FQ Sanchez, the community of Humatak have been working very hard to put together some great ideas to generate some activity for the facility, for the community, the people of Guam, and of course our visitors that frequent Humatak. One of those great ideas established about 2 years ago was the Humatak Community Foundation as a registered nonprofit, and it was basically to bring the people of Humatak and families together to safeguard this treasure down in the community. So, and that is really the rich history, to perpetuate and the natural cultural environment. So that's really what came about of some of these ideas. So Bill 159 is a bipartisan bill introduced by myself, Senator Barnes, Vice Speaker Cruz, Senator Ogden, and Senator Atta to help in supporting one of the foundation's missions to begin developing one of Humatak's, the foundation's vision, and that is to develop a Heritage Village Museum which will serve as a community-based effort showcasing the people and history of Humatak.
Yeah, I was going to say, what goes into this? First of all, the funding, it comes from the Tourist Attraction Fund, and so how much money are you thinking about dinging that account for?
Well, it's really seed money, Ray, $50,000. And again, I want to point out, too, that the foundation, it was established 2 years ago, and what they've been doing as well, despite the school being closed, they've been putting on, they started with a very small exhibition 2 years ago at the Discovery Day. That went very well. I was very amazed at what they were doing and the people that were coming up and our visitors. And then, again, they went on display at Discovery Day as well. And a lot of these ideas that they were putting together, again, you were starting to see them to come to life. And we just had a display this past week at the Kaha building, and I just have to say, I live in and built my home and raised in Humatak. And when I walked into Kaha and I saw where from 2 years ago to where they're at today, I was overwhelmed because it just tells me that I really don't know too much about my own community.
They've never ceased to amaze me with what they can do with very little resources down there. Right. And I tell you, so I'm kind of curious. What do you envision going inside this Heritage Museum that they want to put on the campus of the old school? What do you think you're going to see there?
Well, again, of course, there will be exhibitions put on display. There's so much artifacts that the community would like to showcase. The people have so much to share down there that's how the exhibitions are coming about. It's community-based. And I've learned so much from our Manamco coming together as well to help put some ideas in play for our foundation to establish this museum. And again, Ray, there's so much stories that need to be preserved and told by the community of Humatak, and to not only share with the people of Humatak, but our island and especially our visitors.
Who was the first Kanata to ever live down there?
Yes.
We'll make an exhibit just to that.
I am a Kanata as well.
I know. So we'll trace the family tree back down to the first couple that moved down there and established domas. Will it just be for the village of Humatak, or would do we include in the other villages of the south? I mean, you're not that far away. You got great neighbors on either side of the fort. So I mean, you're going to make sure that they've got room there.
Yes, of course. This is, I was mentioning it at the Kaha and stating that, I hope that this could become a model and that could branch off into the Alesu and Arahan, who also have so much rich history to showcase as well. But again, what I'm hoping and the vision again behind this would be that this Heritage Museum be the centerpiece for information for our island, but at the same time, it would help to embrace the village, creating a living, breathing museum, meaning that you're not just going to walk into a facility, but you're going to have interpreters or those youth or those in the community that understand so much of the history to take you out on a walk to basically see exactly where these major historical landmarks.
That's it'll be just a rally point. The question I'm getting from the listeners, they're building a new museum in Agana, and so are we going to be duplicating any efforts here? Are there things that people should be able to see in Agana instead of driving all the way down to Humatak to look at?
No, and that's actually not to actually it will help showcase the uniqueness of every village. I know. This is not to take away from the Guam Museum. That's going to showcase the entire island. Now, we hope that we could protect the treasure within the villages. So you have to work and have this community driven. And if you really want to protect this treasure uniqueness, you need to start from the villages.
Yeah, and work your way out. Senator, I appreciate your time here. I've got another senator on the other line to talk about some activities that I think will become showcases of the Port Museum when we get around to building that. So I'll let you run. I'll talk to you soon.